Boom! What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Folks, today, PPI inflation numbers are out. All right. I told you guys that over the next couple of days, you've been following my live streams here for a while, that the next 2 days between yesterday and today was going to be kind of two parts of a very... Sound like you guys have an issue with my audio? My audio sounds okay to you guys? Okay. Yeah, no, guys, I'm just in a different room. I've got some electrical work being done in my office, so just in a different room. So, guys, yesterday you got CPI data. Today you got PPI data. And numbers came in today in PPI data less bad than CPI data was. Now, this is some information where the argument of, has inflation peaked? It's really, that argument is kind of really getting thrown out the window. So I believe that I told you guys the other day that once the markets broke below, once the S&P gave up 4,000, that your next level of support was 3850. And we got right down to like 3860, like on the, we got right down into that area today on the S&P. And we also got right down to tap on the 20% decline in the S&P, which would officially put the S&P into a bear market. Now, the Nasdaq is already in a bear market. It's been in a bear market. It's down over 30% from its highs. All you need is down 20%. And today we got down to like minus 19.98% on the S&P to just go down and just knock on the door of that bear market territory, which is the technical definition of a bear market, which is down 20% from your all-time highs to the current lows that you currently sit. And that's where we just got to in the SPY. And I've been telling everybody that I believed that the S&P was going to go down about 20 to 25% this year, and that was going to be kind of where the markets will then begin to bottom. So we are right into that area now, and the biggest transfer of wealth is happening right now before your guys' eyes. And the opportunities that exist out there for investors that are patient, that are educated, that are smart, are going to be able to then come out of this with tremendous long-term wealth building opportunities for the long-term portfolio. I have begun nibbling on a couple of quality stocks that I really believe in for the next couple of years, but I'm getting ready, literally right now, I am getting ready to take a much bigger bite. If you guys have been following my live streams for a while, you know that at the end of last year, I came out very publicly and I told everybody, guys, I expect a big pullback in the markets in 2022. I'm selling out of half my long-term portfolio at the end of last year. We locked in a lot of that profit, and we did that. And now we're damn happy that we did, because a lot of the stocks that we sold last year, I'm going to be able to step in and buy a lot of those same stocks back. Some of them I'm not going to buy back. And there's brand new stocks that I'm going to be buying for the very first time. I'm going to be taking advantage of this and this transfer of wealth. This happens every single time the stock markets go down. Happens every time the stock markets crash. And I'm telling you guys, I've been trying so hard on these live streams and inside of True Trading Group to educate investors to a point where you're not panicking during moments of decline in the stock market, but you are beginning to get excited to look for the long-term opportunities. Because listen, the facts are the facts. 80% of the time since inception, the stock market has gone up. 80% of the time. Okay. And when the markets do go down, you have these very brief moments of decline as far as timing goes. When I say brief moments, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 months, but when you consider that the average bull market lasts 9 years, okay, when you take a look at the average bull market and how long the average bull market lasts, for you to have it at a situation where the markets go down for 1 year, maybe even 2 years, that's a very short period of time in the grand scheme of things in, the market's history. So I like it selfishly. I like it when markets go down because I'm nowhere near retirement. I'm 37 years old. I am building my long-term portfolio to generate wealth for myself and for my family for many years to come. And when I see moments like this, when I see companies that I love, okay, when I look at like an AMD or an NVIDIA off, 40% from its highs, I love seeing that, because those are companies that I believe in the long term. Those are companies I want to own. I want to buy more, and I want them to go down so I could buy more. I don't want them to keep going up. Go up 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Don't go up right now. Stay down here so I can buy them cheaper. That's the opportunity. But this is always a transfer of wealth. It's a transfer of wealth when this stuff happens, because typically retail investors do the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do. You hear the saying, buy low, sell high. That's what everybody's goal is, right? That's what you want to do. You want to buy low, you want to sell high. Duh, right? Everybody knows that. But retail investors do the exact opposite. Retail investors wait for the markets to go to all-time highs, and they say, oh, the stock market's doing really well, I should get involved. Then the stock market goes down, they panic, they say, oh, the stock market's crashing, it's not a good time to be involved, and they panic and they sell out. And that is the greatest transfer of wealth that you'll see ever. Because when the retail investor is selling out at the bottom because they're panicking out, that's when savvy, educated, professional investors are stepping in, and they're starting to buy up all of those shares and all of those stocks, because they know that in the long run, 80% of the time the markets go up. So if you're patient and you're educated enough to put your money into the right areas of the market, this is not like 2021 where a rising tide lifts all boats. This is not where every single stock is going to move higher. Some stocks are going to move higher, some are going to go lower, some are going to go sideways. So this is where really understanding where opportunities are in the market really come into play. And the false sense of reality that was 2021 is now in the rearview mirror. And now you look forward to a regular normalized market environment, which is what you're seeing now. This is a normalized market environment. Last year was not a normal market environment. It was actually the outlier. Okay. This is the normal market environment that we are currently in today. Now, I know it feels very painful because there's a lot of individual stocks that are down 50, 60, 70, 80, some even 90% off of their highs, and that's very painful. But it's a lot of the stocks that were the 2021 darlings, and it was the ARK stocks, and it was some meme stocks, and it was a bunch of these other stocks that all your retail traders just poured into in 2021. Those are the stocks that are getting hit the most, because those are the stocks that are considered high growth stocks that are not yet profitable, or if they are, not very profitable. They got weak balance sheets. They don't have strong financial situations and balance sheets like you have of some of your higher quality names that may have slower growth rates, but are in much stronger financial situations, have stronger balance sheets, have earnings growth, but are actually generating a net profit. And that is the companies, those are the companies that I'm looking for here for the next couple of years. I'm going to be looking at stocks that are, yes, there's a couple of those real high growth stocks that I love. And even though I don't think those stocks are going to recover as quickly as a lot of people may like, I still want to step in and start to buy some of those at these discounted prices, because these are companies I do believe in the next 5 years, 7 years are going to be absolute juggernauts. So these are companies that I do want to step in and I do want to buy at this time. But for the more near term, it's going to be the stocks that recover first. The stocks that recover first, I don't think are going to be the ones that are down 70%. Those stocks, I think, are going to just kind of tread water for a little while. And as their valuations grow into their business model and they start to grow more but get closer to profitability before those stocks recover, I'm looking at growth at a reasonable price is what I'm going to be looking at. And I'll be sharing that list of companies with my teaching members. We're not going to do it here on this live stream. I'll tell you when I buy, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what. The TeachD fam, I'll give you guys that entire list when that comes. But it's happening right now. The window of opportunity is literally right now before your eyes. We've just tapped on the 20% down move in the markets. And that is when I want to really start to look to be a buyer. Down 20 to 25% is when I look to take a big chunk, okay, in my long-term portfolio. And if the markets do go a little bit further to the downside, let's say we go down 30% on the S&P or even 35. We went down 35% during COVID, and I bought everything I could possibly get my hands on. So if we do go down further, I still have some cash on the sidelines that I'm going to be using and looking to allocate and deploy if that happens. But I'm looking over the next couple of weeks to take a big chunk out of a handful of stocks that I really, really like. And I want to do everything that we can to make sure that the TeachD fam is on the right side of that wealth transfer. All right. No more buying at the top and selling at the bottom because you panic out. We're going to just do the exact opposite like we did last year. We sold at the top last year. Now we're going to start to buy back towards the bottom. Don't try to time the bottom. You're not going to time it perfectly. Don't forget, the stock market is a forward-looking, it's a discount mechanism, okay? The market's priced in where we're going to be about 6 months from now. That's why people have such a hard time timing the absolute bottom of a stock market crash, because by the time the macro environment improves, the stock market's already bottomed, because the stock market prices is a 6-month discount mechanism, which means it tries to price in where we're going to be 6 months into the future. So by the time we realize the macro environment has improved, the stock market has already bottomed, and then now you're stuck chasing the moves higher. Don't try to time the bottom. Have buying zones, understand the macro picture, and as the markets decline, just start scaling your way into the positions that you like and have your shopping list. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to be walking my entire TC family members through that process. But why should you give a damn about anything that I talk about on these live streams? Guys, I got more experience than 90% of the YouTube finance gurus that you're going to be watching. My name is Michael Elwood. I've been trading and investing for about 15 years, and I began my career working for a hedge fund in New York City. It was my first job out of college in 2008. And then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession and the stock market crash. But that's also the same year I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. I'm now the head trader at True Trading Group, the fastest growing and highest rated premium educational platform that's available to retail traders and investors today. And since 2016, my team of 8 professional trading mods and myself have helped thousands of members from all over the world, from all walks of life, have a better understanding of the market and help them reach financial goals that they never thought were possible. Guys, we got a great live stream in store for you guys here today. Okay, we got a great live stream in store here today. I'm actually going to be put on the hot seat. Okay, so in just a moment, I'm going to actually be bringing on, or are we going to do a Q&A first? Adam, what do you want to do, buddy? You want to do a Q&A first, or you want to just throw me right onto the hot seat? Because guys, what I'm going to do, okay, so we're going to do that first. We're going to do the hot seat first. So for those that don't know, Adam is my business partner, and he's co-founder of True Trading Group. And sometimes we do, he puts me on the hot seat, and he asks me a lot of questions, and it's great because, you know, I've got all the trading experience. Adam is the man behind the curtain that makes the business end and the platform of True Trading Group, making sure the technology and everything works and providing insane value for members. But Adam does not have the trading experience that I have. So it's great when we do these hot seat sessions, because he gets to ask me questions kind of from the standpoint of someone that's interested and is just getting involved and doesn't have a lot of experience and might have some questions about specific topics. And he gets to drill me on a couple of tough questions and really get to test my resolve. So it's a lot of fun doing these. Members and viewers, you guys can learn a lot from these hot seats because he asked some really good questions. So guys, we're going to start that off right now. I want everyone to give a big warm welcome to Adam.
Evening, Michael.
Good evening. How are you?
Just getting ready.
Yes, I can see you get very excited. You get very excited when we do these hot seats. You like to challenge me.
You know what? Here's what it is. You come on here. Hang on. Let's change the background to the hot seat background. You ready?
Yes, for me, please. Oh, can I change my background too, since I have this like ugly white wall behind me?
You could, yeah. You could also change your camera so that you have, 4K quality video. You could also change the acoustics in the room so that you could do a lot of things.
I can't change the acoustic. I'm in a different room right
now.
I'm
joking. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm usually in my office, but I've got some electrical work going on.
All right, cool. Put your charts up. People don't want to see us; they want to see the charts, man.
Okay, all right. Let's
we talk about this continuously.
All right, just figure it would depend on what you were going to ask me, but let's pull the charts up.
Just do the charts down. People love the charts. All right, let's get started. Hang on 1 second. Joe, put a little caption up that says something like, pro trader now on the hot seat. Something. Make up something witty. All right.
Pro trader on the hot seat.
Yeah, pro trader on the hot seat. Sounds like we're alerting that somebody's taking a poop. There's 2,000 people on here right now. That's awesome. All right, you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Let's do it. I love doing these hot seat Q&As.
All right, so you Joe, underneath, like on the second line, maybe put like, share, subscribe. You got this, buddy. So, quick question. Every night for months, you have been coming on here, and you have been saying, the opportunity is now, the opportunity is now, the opportunity is now.
Yeah.
TTG is a business, so we get what it is that's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no. I mean, look, you're obviously not going to say that you don't think that there's an opportunity, but I want a very clear understanding from you, not the thing that we talk about every night. But a very clear understanding from you is, where do you see this opportunity? And there's a second part to this question, okay? How do you justify that opportunity to the person that's down 50% in their 401k or their IRA, right? So
Yeah.
I want to know, how can you tell that person this is the greatest opportunity, the greatest transfer of wealth, when those people are down 50%, whatever percent in their IRA? How do you answer it? Don't dance around it, man. Give a real answer.
Yeah, no, listen, man. You know me. I don't dance around the tough questions. I'm always fully transparent, and I don't sugarcoat anything. I've been saying, and this goes all the way back to the end of last year. The end of last year, I was saying that 2020 was going to be the year of the active trader, right? If you go back and watch any of my live streams from December, you'll hear me continuously say 2020 will be the year of the active trader. And what I mean by that is, an active trader, meaning you are actually going to position yourself to make money when the markets go down. When the markets go down, you are not held prisoner. And a lot of people don't understand that. You do not need to sit there and just have the balance of your 401k or IRA just decrease while you just sit there helpless and hopeless until the markets finally bottom and recover. There are things that you can do where you can profit on the way down. And when markets go down, they go down a lot faster than they go up. There's a saying that bulls take the stairs, and I say bears take the window. Okay. The real saying is bulls take the stairs, bears take the elevator. Okay. But in the sense of, market crashes and everything, I say bulls take the stairs and the bears take the window. They can go down a lot faster than they do go up. And the moves to the downside is where volatility increases. Volatility is the size of the moves that the market and individual stocks make on any given day. So the size of the moves are much bigger than they normally are. So there's a lot of opportunity to be active, whether that means buying put options, shorting stocks, or buying inverse ETFs. I understand some people don't have the ability to short stocks. You can learn how to trade put options. You can learn how to buy inverse ETFs, which are all things that we teach people inside True Trading Group, and all things that we do ourselves. Okay, these are all things that we do and that we teach all of our members. That is how you're able to make money while the markets go down. Okay, the goal here is not for you to make back all of the money that you've lost in your IRA or in your 401k by actively trading. The point here is to make money on the way down, to offset some of those losses, but so you can take some of that profit and invest it into your 401k or your IRA. Because right now, let's say every American family has a budget, right? And with inflation as high as it is, your budget is getting squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. So maybe right now you may only have a couple $100 that you can set aside every month that you can invest into your 401k or into your IRA while stocks are at lower prices than where they were. The point that I'm making is the opportunity is so great when markets move like this that you can make and earn extra income on the way down. And then you can take that money and now you have more investable capital that you can put into your long-term portfolio. So when the markets recover, and remember, 80% of the time since inception, the stock markets have gone up. Okay. Now, how quickly the stock markets go back up, whether it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, or 4 years, however long that process takes, the idea is that after the markets recover and stocks move back to levels that they were at back in maybe November of last year or December of last year, you have more money invested than you did prior. That is where the opportunity lies. But a lot of people, when stocks go down, they panic and they sell close to the bottom. I think that we are closer to the bottom than we are right now to the top, which means I think that the majority of the move to the downside has already happened. I still think we have more room to the downside, But the bulk of the downside, I think, in my opinion, has already happened. So you're closer, you're well more than halfway there. If the S&P is down 20%, 18, 19%, I don't see the S&P going down 40 or 45%. So I think we're well more than half of our way down, and you've got to start at this point, which is what I'm doing, looking for those opportunities for the long-term portfolio, and you got to start getting that shopping list ready.
Okay. So based on this, I have some questions for you. Okay. So I can't find what the number is this year, right? For 2022. I don't think it's out yet, and I can't find it for 2021. But let's talk about 2020, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm going to talk about for 2020 is the annual, the median household income for 2020. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is $67,521 according to census.gov. All right. Mm-hmm. My question is that while that is not a terrible living, that there's a lot of people that live off far less, right? You are not in the 1% if you are making $67,000 or $68,000 a year. Okay. No. So a lot of people that are making that kind of money, it's not an easy thing for them if they have a 401k or if they have an IRA account or something like that. It's not going to be an easy thing for them to just be like, okay, well now I'm going to, spend on, $1,100 or $1,200 on something like True Trading Group. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take that money. I'm going to, start learning how to day trade. Where's the money coming from? So my question here is that let's pretend for a second that I'm making less than $100,000 a year, less than $75,000 a year. I'm down 50% in my IRA. I maybe have $5,000 in savings. Should listening to you, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but listening to, and I know you're not a financial advisor. We're not here to tell people what to do with their IRAs or their 401ks, right? I'm saying when I listen to you, what I'm hearing is, well, my first thought, and it could be wrong, is, hey, you know what? I should probably go ahead and maybe sell half of my 401k or take the penalty if there is one, sell it so I can get some cash so that I don't have to beg, borrow, steal, and scrape, so that I can not join True Trading Group, forget about that, but just have the ability to participate in this market instead of maybe depleting a savings account or something else. And then even thinking that way and talking to you about it right now, it makes me anxious because I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of those people. So, and it's got to be frustrating for a lot of people too, because I think a lot of people understand the fact that that trading within the stock market the right way is a way out from the grind of 9 to 5 and living on a fixed income and things like that, right? But having the ability to do it, what do you tell someone right now because let's not mince words here. It's very tough to be in the position right now where you are making less than $70,000 a year and you have minimal savings and your 401k is down 50%. Pretend it was you. Let me do that. Pretend it was you. Pretend that you make 70 grand a year or less. You are down 50% in your 401k. What do you do? Give us the plan that you would do to work your way out of that hole.
So I would take a very, close look at what is in my IRA. And I guess your question to me is not like, what do you do? Like, as far as like setting money aside for, to join a program, you're just saying like, what do I do if my IRA is already down and I'm,
what I'm saying is that you come on here, you're energetic, we love you, everyone loves you, you're very intelligent about what it is that you say. My question to you is, put yourself in the shoes of those people. And then tell me how you work your way out of that and get involved into this if you are in that situation.
I mean, if you, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are in that situation too. I think that what people have to realize is that how they found themselves in that situation is, for the most part, lack of understanding of the shift in markets and the stocks that are going to perform in 2021 versus the stocks that are going to underperform the most in 2022 once you went into like a rising interest rate environment. A lot of people just don't understand the macro view, and they don't understand the how cyclical things are in the market when certain sectors or certain types of stocks will do well in some environments versus then other stocks will tend to do well in others. It's not just the same type of stock that just does well in every single economic environment that you can possibly have. And I think what a lot of people need to realize is that trying to go about it on their own, trying to just go on Reddit or Twitter, is what got them in the position that they're in today in the first place, by chasing, chasing meme stocks, or chasing like the ARK stocks and like the Zoom videos and the Pelotons and the Robinhoods and the Coinbases and the GameStops and AMCs and the Bed Bath and Beyonds and the Wishes and the Rides and the Nicolas and the Virgin Galactics of the world. All of those stocks are stocks that are down between 70 and 90% this year. Those are the exact opposite of the type of stocks that are going to perform well in a rising interest rate environment where monetary policy is tightening and the economy is beginning to slow. So not having an understanding of the bigger picture is what got a lot of people into that situation in the first place, by not selling when they should have, because they listen to people on social media that just go, oh no, hodl to the moon, like, and they're like, man, I was up 300%. I probably should have sold some. Now I'm down 50%. Like, no, it doesn't pay to hodl to the moon. In certain environments, you can do stuff like that, but not in this environment. That's not the type of environment that we are in. And getting that education and getting that knowledge and maybe having some guidance from people that have been doing this for a very long time would be helpful. And you have to look at it as you're making an investment in your future, in understanding what these opportunities are, what they look like, and how you can take advantage of them so that you don't make the same mistakes. It's not people's fault. Like if you're a police officer, or you're a teacher, or you're an accountant, or you're a bakery owner, or whatever it is that you do for a living, your job and your profession and your expertise is not in the market. So understanding and learning what's going on is going to be helpful to help you make those decisions and not make the same mistakes that got you in the positions that you're in today. I think at some point you just have to say, like, I made mistakes. I don't ever want to make those mistakes ever again, and make a decision to invest in yourself. That's what you're doing. I would rather have $500 to trade with and have an education than have $50,000 to trade with no education. Because it doesn't matter how much money you have in a trading account. You can have $5 million in a trading account. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose all 5 million of it anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, just because you have more money doesn't mean that your chances of success are higher. It just means that's more money you could potentially lose. So I'd rather have a couple $100 and an education than $1 million and no education. A lot of members, it's a very common misconception that you need like tens of thousands of dollars to get yourself started in the markets. It's not true. There's so many members in your trading group that started with a few $100, and they've turned that few hundred into 4-figure and some even 5-figure accounts. Guys, I'll show you. If you're a member of True Trading Group, if you are a member, do me a favor. If you started with less than $1,000 in your account, meaning like after you joined TTG, you only had less than $1,000, a few $100 in your account. Tell me, what did you start with when you joined? And then tell me, where are you now today? So if you started with less than 1,000, what did you start with? And then maybe where are you now today? And this is actually, and guys, if you are a member and if this applies to you, sound off in chat, please. There's a lot of members, or a lot of viewers rather, on this live stream that are probably it's a great question, Adam, and thank you for asking that question. And I think there's a lot of people on here that are probably feeling the same way. So if you are a member, I think it'd be helpful to the viewers that kind of feel like they're kind of stuck right now, to show them what's actually really possible and how some of you got started. Eggman77 started with $1,000. He's now at $18,500. That's one example right there. That's incredible. Eggman, congratulations, man, on turning $1,000 into 18,500. Stephanie Lockett started with $400. She's now up 400% in her account. Hell yeah. Jimmy Benson started with $500. Now I'm on vacation in Cancun, killing the SPY and AMC using my TGD gains. Goomba started with 1,000. They're now at 7,500 in just 3 weeks. That's after paper trading for 4 months. That's incredible. Kathleen Duke, I love it. $100 she started with and is pushing 4 digits. Okay. She was at 5 digits, but had to pay taxes on her income. So she actually turned a $100 account into five figures, which is absolutely incredible. Kathleen, I'm so damn proud of you. Hawkeye started with $500, is now at 2,000. Tom, 3,000 to 8,500. You're starting to see Diane Fig started with 100. She's been paying bills ever since. Like, I don't need to keep reading some of these comments. You guys can go and you can read them. But the point is that it's possible. You're seeing members that are doing it. And me personally, I'd rather have an education and a small amount of money than no education and just a boatload of capital, because I would feel that without the education, you're going to lose it all just the same.
All right, fair enough. That was a good answer, dude. All right, moving on. Moving on from that. There was a lot of people, let's switch gears for a second. There was a lot of people, also real quick, we have almost 1,300 people on here. If you guys like what we're doing, because it's a little bit different tonight, smash that like button. Let's get us up to 1,000 likes. It really, really helps us out with the YouTube algorithms. Also, click the share button. Share this live stream to as many people as you can. All of that really helps. If you like what we're doing on here, please go ahead, like, share, and also subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the channel. We are almost about ready to break 90,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's gonna be big, man. I'm excited.
Yep. Then it's the 10,000 subscriber countdown.
100.
Right?
Yeah, the 10,000 subscriber countdown. Yeah, once we crack that 100K, I'm excited for that.
Guys, please, if you could, drop a like, share this, share the stream. It really, really helps. All right, moving on. So, in 2020 and 2021, it was the largest influx of new retail traders coming to the market. I mean, is it fair to say ever?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the largest influx of new retail traders to come in the market ever. Okay. There's a lot of talk, tons of stuff with AMC, GME, all the other, EV stocks, things like that, right? Mm-hmm. Most of the people that are watching us right now, are a byproduct of that rush of new retail investor.
Yeah.
Okay. My question to you is, how do I put this? What do you say to because today, I looked over at AMC today, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to say, at least for me, a lot of the people that are in Ape Nation, they are like, some of them are really good friends of mine. Me too. Me too. I don't, none of us want to see any of those people get hurt. Okay. Those are good people. They have families. They're just trying to, do what they're doing. Right. I think that one of the things that really bothered me today when I saw some of the stuff was, I saw these people and I thought to myself, you know what? It's crazy because I don't think that they realized, or maybe they did realize, how much bigger than just one or two tickers they are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How much actual power they have beyond just AMC or GME or any of those. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These people I really, anyways, my question to you, and I'm not talking about Matt, because we love Matt. I know Matt has actually, been vocal, been vocal on his part as well, but just in general, right? All of these YouTubers that made a name for themselves off of AMC and GME. My question to you is, do you think that a lot of these people maybe overextended themselves to hold on to their audiences and instead of telling people what they told people what they wanted to hear as opposed to telling people what they needed to hear, especially on a day like today where's AMC right now? What did it close at? Or where is it after hours?
$11.
Okay, it's at $11. How do you, at this point, how does somebody go online and say, hey guys, just hang on, it's coming? So I want to know, so my question to you is, do you feel that some of these people, we're not getting into names, went ahead and potentially held on to the narrative of AMC to keep their relevance and their audience so that they can continue with what it was that they were doing, instead of standing up and saying, hey, you know what? You guys, this is wrong,
I'll tell you, I think that those people fell victim to the monster that they created. These people went on and created a massive diehard following where anyone that disagreed with what they were saying needed to be taken out behind the woodshed and shot. And I can almost guarantee you that there were probably moments in time that a lot of those people deep down in their hearts thought the stock was going to go lower, but were afraid to say it. And, I tell everybody that I don't sugarcoat anything. It's not my nature. I don't do it on these live streams. I tell you exactly how it is. Hate me or love me for it. Don't really care. My responsibility falls with the members of True Trading Group and the viewers of this channel. And I have a responsibility to help those people identify opportunities where they can make money, or identify opportunities where they could be prevented from losing money. And I made money in AMC on the way up. We traded it long. I also shorted it. I shorted it today. I made money today, short AMC. Yes, after the stock rallied in the morning and got that short squeeze in the first hour of the day, I stepped in and I shorted AMC and I faded that thing the whole day, because that was opportunity that I saw in the market for myself and for our members to make money. I'm not falling in love with any particular stock. I'm not here to please the masses. I'm here to educate investors that want to learn more than just one ticker and want to be able to identify opportunities to profit consistently for many years to come. That's the responsibility that I carry. And I think a lot of the people out there lost sight of that. And they created that diehard movement, and they were scared of the monster they created to say anything otherwise. And they held on to it and they held on to it and they held on to this idea. And I still see people talking about, the short squeeze is coming. The short squeeze is not coming. It's like, this is not the environment that you're going to get that type of trading activity. Okay. The short squeeze is something that when you're getting a bear market and you think you're going to have like this short squeeze is going to take the stock to $100. Listen, if it happens, great. Then call me an idiot, say I'm wrong. That's fine. I don't think that's going to happen. And I've been saying that for a very, very long time. Hate me for it, love me for it. Just know that my goal is to help people make money and help prevent them from losing it. My goal is not to make people feel better and hear what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. Like it or not, that's my opinion. And I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to make losing trades. I'm a human being. but I'm right a hell of a lot more than I'm wrong. So hate me for it, love me for it. To each his own.
Yeah, I also want to specify that we're not talking about Matt Kors. Matt Kors is a friend of ours. We work together. I think what Matt has done with transitioning his channels into crypto, and also by talking about other stocks and kind of really diversifying himself in his channel, could only really benefit his audience. And I think it took a lot of courage to do that, man, because he didn't have to do that. You know, he could have kept the narrative like a lot of other people did, and just wrote it out. And he did not do that. And
I got a ton of respect for Matt. Yeah,
you gotta because that is not an easy thing to do.
No, let me clarify. Let me clarify, and I want to make that very clear, guys. I have a ton of respect for what Matt was doing, and Matt will be the first person to tell you. And Matt told you, you know, a long time ago at significantly higher prices that he was going to hold on because it wasn't about the money for him. It was about really trying to bring to light the inequities in the stock market with the way that the system works and how it's stacked against a little guy, and and how naked shorting works and all of these different things from Citadel. And that was Matt's goal, and that was Matt's mission. It was not, the AMC was not, it started out as a goal to make some money, but it became something far bigger. And Matt stuck by that, and had a different goal in doing so. And I respect the hell out of him for being vocal about that, because Matt was one of the people that were pretty vocal and was not afraid to really be honest with his viewership, but explain that he's still long, he's still holding, and these were his reasons why. And I'll respect him for that greatly. And Matt's a good friend of ours. I've had a lot of conversations with Matt on this live stream specifically. I love going over stuff with him and having those conversations. And I just want to make that very, very clear that I'm not talking about Matt specifically. A million other YouTubers and people on Reddit and Twitter that I'm more referring to.
I agree 100%. So, well, this was really good. What do you see? Well, I know you're going to get into that. You'll get into the outlook and all that here shortly. I guess let me. I'm trying to think of one last question to kind of wrap it up. Honestly, you did really well tonight.
Yeah.
I got one more question. All right, guys, smash that like button if you want me to ask one more question. Come on, let's get to 1,000. Let's get it done. How do we feel about Motley Fool? You're a fool if you sign up and pay for it. I'll say some things that Mike maybe is not okay with.
Yeah.
All right. Let me we got one more question here. All right, Mike, check it out. I am surprised that Mike did well with those. Not surprised that Mike did well with those questions. But I am, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, Mike. I mean, it's like every night you come on here and it's a lot of it is, the same thing over and over and over again. And those questions that get asked, if it's not, a lot of times when somebody puts a question in chat, a question like I asked tonight could come off as rude or challenging or whatever. But we don't get to ask those hard questions all the time. So I just think that it's nice to ask those questions and get a real answer, is what I think. That's I mean, you understand what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah. I think it's great when we come on here and we do these questions, because you ask a lot of the questions, I feel like, that a lot of people that are on this live stream have, and sometimes I might overlook something because I think it's like something that's basic to me that's been doing this for, half my life. Some things go, unexplained or, certain things I might just brush over or something. And we get into some detail that are the tougher questions that people have, but not a lot of people talk about. So I really enjoy when we do these kind of hot seat sessions. And, it's easy for me to answer these questions because, it's just the truth. It's just how I feel and what I think. And I enjoy talking about this kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I got one last tough question.
Okay.
Okay. So, hang on one second. All right. One last tough question. It is a lot of. Would you say that it is a lot of pressure? You and the other mods at True Trading. We have 8 other mods. They all trade different styles and different things. But would you say that it can be a lot of pressure when it comes time for you to make a trade inside a chat? That's not the tough question. That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay. And I would assume that you feel the pressure because you it's a lot of responsibility. Not that you're telling people to follow you and follow the trade, but you know that people do.
Right.
Okay. And obviously you want to make sure that they're getting the best chance possible, right? So I would assume that that's why you feel that pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I
yeah, okay,
feel...
cool. Hang on. That ain't it. I'm getting there. Every time you come on these live streams, and I don't want a whole spiel about, don't this is going to be good, guys. Trust me. Don't recite to me the same spiel about how transparent we are at your trading group and we have a journal of all of our trades, and everyone knows that. Okay, if you've been on this live stream for a minute, you know that. We say it every night, and it's the truth. But here's what I want to know. I know you. You're my best friend. I'm going to be the best man at your wedding, and I know you. And just like you know that I can be a massive a-hole, I know that you can have a bit of an ego. And at times, you have called me out at being a massive a-hole, and I've called you out on having an ego. My question to you is that today, for example, somebody in chat questioned a trade on one of the mods. Okay, now the trades the trade that he questioned. What we do inside a True Trading group is we encourage you, if you don't agree with something. Okay, if you don't agree with a trade, if you don't agree with a position, you are more than welcome to say something, because Mike is a human being just like all the other moderators are human beings. Okay, they are never going to be right 100% of the time. They don't pretend to be. But today we had one of our members go ahead, and he had his delivery on how he presented this challenge was off. But some of the points he made were correct, which is a shame, because the fact that he was a jerk about it undershadowed any validity that he had. My question to you is, how, it's got to be tough coming on here and showing clips of your massive wins and predicting the market like you're Miss Cleo. Like, it's got to be tough when things go the opposite direction. And I want to know for you, without giving me the same rhetoric, I want to know from you, how do you handle that, and how would you encourage other members in True Trading Group to handle that? Because losses do happen. And when we win, we are very vocal. And when we lose, I think it's important to be vocal, but I think it's also important to not normalize losing. And by normalize, I mean like making people be okay with just losing all the time. I think at some point that's got to change, and you have to acknowledge the loss, see what was done, and then celebrate the wins so that people can see what you've done and learn from both. But I want to know, what is your best way that you handle that? How do you want the mods to handle that? And how do you want members to bring that stuff to your attention?
Yeah, so I guess the incident you're referring to wasn't one of my trades. It was one of the other moderators' trades, Chris. And I mean, listen, guys, you know, I don't have any issue with anybody questioning or disagreeing with a mod or one of their trades or whatever the reason is. But what I do not like is the approach of this insanely condescending from coming from a point of superiority and like you're just masterful multi-billionaire trader that everything that you say is gospel and you're never wrong, and the person that just made that trade is a complete moron. That I will not tolerate. So I will, I don't come out and ever say to another trader that makes a losing trade or is wrong about something, and I don't say you're a complete idiot. I'm not going to call Bill Ackman, who's a multi-billionaire hedge fund manager who lost $400 million on Netflix. I'm not going to call Mr. Ackman and say, you are a complete idiot. He's not an idiot. He's worth billions of dollars. He knows what he's doing, but he also makes mistakes and he's also wrong. I will not tolerate people that act like they have never been wrong before and will talk down on somebody else that just made a losing trade. Disagreeing with someone's thought process or someone's reasoning or even someone's style is perfectly fine. You should learn from losing trades. Just because you don't agree with someone's reasoning doesn't mean that you're right and they're wrong. There's a lot of different trading styles that are out there. Somebody might enter a trade at one point versus somebody else might enter a trade at a completely different point. And that's not a matter of right or wrong. That's just a matter of what's your style and where are your entry points according to the style that you're implementing. So one person who has one style might say you're doing this wrong, but another person who has another style says, no, you're doing it wrong. And the real answer is neither one of you are doing it wrong. Depends on the style of trading that you implement. And everyone's going to make losing trades. If you disagree with a trade or a reason behind a trade or an explanation that a moderator gives or that a member has, do not say you're an idiot. That was stupid. Ask questions respectfully to understand why the person's doing what they're doing. What is it that you see? And if you disagree with it, provide your input constructively and say, okay, well, I think maybe this, this, and this, not, wow, I can't believe you just did that. That was really stupid. No, maybe say, hey, well, why did you do this instead of doing this? Can you maybe walk me through your thought process? And have a normal, civilized conversation with someone, understanding that everyone's going to make losing trades. I don't care who you are. You're not the world's greatest trader. So don't ever pretend like you are. Don't ever act superior to somebody else just because someone made a losing trade and you want to try to pretend like you knew the whole time that that wasn't going to happen. And you're just this, oh my, no, you're the asshole.
I can't say a-hole and then you actually say the word.
Sorry.
All right. We're not going to curse on here. It's a family show. All right. Okay. So the title of tonight's live stream, warning, the stock market crash and inflation just started a massive wealth transfer. I would assume that now that we're going to wrap this up, this part of it. You'll tell people about the membership, and then you're going to get into what that is and what your plan is for that.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. What did you want to ask them what they thought about this tonight?
Yeah. Let's see what people thought. You guys enjoyed this little Q&A session with Adam and I? This guy, smash that like button. How many likes we got right now? We got 1,000 likes yet? No.
765.
Guys, come on. You can do better than that. Get us up to 1,000 likes. If you guys enjoyed this little hot seat and Adam asking questions and kind of drilling me on a couple of these topics, smash that like button. Show us some love. If you guys enjoyed this, smash that like button. So I'm gonna get into with you guys. You know, I touched upon it briefly earlier in the beginning of the live stream about this crash being what's going to be a big transfer of wealth. And there's something very specific about this crash that is gonna further fuel that transfer of wealth. And we're gonna talk about that in just a moment briefly. But I'd first like to see how many people are here right now that are not members of True Trading Group. If you're not a member, do me a favor and just type the letters TTG. Just those 3 letters, type TTG. If you're not a member in True Trading Group, just type the letters TTG. And I want to see how many people we have that are not members of the family that are here with us today.
According to the poll that we did, what's 41% of 1182? Yes.
Almost 500 people. Oh, we got Rad, Gusher, Eamon, SD, Lee Fumaya, Ellen, Kevin BSZ, Sticky Buds, Jabril, Bashar, Bavinsky, Brian Feeney, welcome back. Only, Ken Dog, Donnie DeVille, Tim Rotz, Christopher Robin, nice. Naveen, Jack Bambino, Keith. Good, guys. We got a lot of new faces here that are with us today. What I'm going to do here quickly, guys, I'm going to Tiger. I'm going to explain to you guys how you can join the TTG family and what we kind of have going on for you guys here today with the membership, and explain to you guys a little bit about the membership. And then we're going to get into why right now is the greatest transfer of wealth and what this crash means for the average retail investor and what opportunities are out there and where I think this whole thing ends up and how I think this whole thing pans out. And I'll let you guys know what I'm doing with my money. And you guys can take that for whatever it means for you and yours. But I want you to understand first, before I get into that, I'll talk about just for 7 minutes or so about the membership. Because the True Trading Group, you're not just getting trade alerts from myself and the other moderators. It's a platform that gives you access to tools and resources and education that professional traders have access to. And it's the education that I received when I worked at the hedge fund that taught me how to become the trader that I am today. And it's also $4,000 to $5,000 worth of tools and resources that professional traders use to make better decisions. This is everything that you get on the TTG platform. It is a platform. It is not just a chat room with a bunch of trade alerts. It's far more than that. Our curriculum is in-depth and complex, yet easy to understand and implement quickly, whether you've never traded stock a day in your life or you've been doing this for 10 years and you're looking to gain an edge. We combine that with tools from Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Trade Ideas, Polygon, all of these companies. If you went to those companies directly to purchase these tools, you're spending literally $4,000 to $5,000 a year. We've negotiated deals with those companies ourselves to offer their products on our platform for you at no additional cost. It's all included with your membership. That's the value of our platform. And then you're also joining a group of about 9,500 helpful investors and traders that are led by our team of full-time mods that have over 100 years combined experience trading stocks, options, crypto. And we day trade, swing trade, and we also do long-term investing. And results matter at True Trading Group, guys. Results matter. Your results, not mine, not anybody else's, because guess what? It doesn't matter if I make $1 bajillion, not one of that bajillion's going towards your bills. So it's your results that actually matter inside True Trading Group. It's not anybody else's or anybody on social media. And the fact is that most of our members are making money. They're becoming better traders. And I'll just ask them very candidly right now, guys, very simple. I'd like you to type the $ right now if you are making money because of True Trading Group. If TTG and our platform is helping you make money, I want you to type the $ in chat right now. Now, anyone that's not a member that was maybe typing TTG earlier, my advice is just pay attention to how many $ are going to come through on this side of the screen, because these are your peers. These are people that are telling you that they're making money because of True Trading Group. They found us the same exact way that you did, and that's one of these live streams that I just told you to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel on. That is how they found us, just like you. They've got all the same excuses that you have. They had a small account. They have full-time jobs. They've lost money in the markets before. They have no experience whatsoever, but yet here they are telling you that they're now making money and they're becoming better traders because of TTG. Okay. So what I'm going to do here now, okay, what we're going to do here now is Adam was able to actually secure 12 more laptops. So what we're doing here tonight is as follows. We are going to offer a 49% discount for the next 12 people that join True Trading Group. That brings the price from $2,212 all the way down to $1,120. That's it, $1,120 for the entire year. Okay. You're also going to get a brand new free laptop upon completing our courses and quizzes. You're also going to get 2 small private study groups. Once we run out of those 12 laptops, we're going to have 15 Amazon Kindles for anyone that signs up after the first 12. So the first 12 people to go to ttgoffer.com and use the code TTG121, get a 49% discount, a free laptop, 2 private study groups. After the 12th person, the 13th person to sign up, you're going to be getting a brand new Amazon Kindle. Now, when you go to the checkout page of ttgoffer.com, you will see inside your checkout cart a laptop or a Kindle. If you see a laptop, that means you're one of the first 12. If you see a Kindle, that means the 12 laptops have already sold out. But that's not just all you get when you join TTG. I told you that results matter and your results are important to us. I stand behind this platform that we've created and I put my money where my mouth is. Anyone that joins True Trading Group and pays $1,120 right here now today, as long as you go through our courses, quizzes, and attend 1 study group throughout the entire year of your membership, you don't have 30 days to get this all done. You go at your own pace, on your own time, on your own terms, on your own schedule. And if you complete our courses, quizzes, and attend 1 study group and do not ever make back the $1,120, I will give you double your money back. I will give you $2,240 in return. I'll say this very clearly. You have the entire year of your membership to do this. I'm not saying you got to do all that in 30 days and then I'll give you the money. No, you have the entire year to go through the courses, the quizzes, and the study group. And if you don't make the $1,120, I'll give you double your money back. That's $2,240. I'm dead serious. There's no other group or service out there that's going to offer you that. And you have to just ask, why is that? Why would nobody else offer you double your money back? Because I see the results that our members are having. And listen, not everybody's successful with True Trading Group. I'll be the first person to tell you that. We don't have a 100% success rate. I can't guarantee that you're going to become a consistent profitable trader, but I can guarantee you that you're going to learn the skill set that's needed to become profitable, as long as you want to put in just a little bit of effort and energy, and that the majority of our members are making money and they are becoming traders, like you saw when I asked them just earlier here on this live stream. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything. You get full transparency and full honesty from me here on these live streams and from every single aspect of True Trading Group. So the next 12 people to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the code TTG121, you get that 49% discount. You get the 2 private study groups, the free laptop, and the double your money back guarantee. I just feel that if we're going to come up here every night and we're going to say, get an education, prepare yourself, understand how to take advantage of these opportunities, then I need to be willing to put up that money with you. If you're going to put up the $1,120, no problem. I'll put up the $1,120 with you, because I'm confident that as long as you try, that you're going to learn and you're going to become better traders and investors. And I have no problem putting my money where my mouth is. And that is how we hold ourselves accountable to you. That's what matters. Your results and your P&L matter. If you have questions about the membership, you guys can just send a text message to 201-775-9702. Again, that's 201-775-9702. All right. Do not call that number. Text that phone number, 201-775-9702, if you guys have questions about the membership. All right. All right, guys. So with that now being said, yeah, Jerome Powell put out a statement, says there will be more pain. Yeah, we are seeing. Yeah, as far as inflation is concerned, yes. As far as the stock market's concerned, yes. I do believe that the markets, can go a little bit lower, but I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close to the bottom. I think the bottom is going to find itself somewhere right inside here. Okay, this is kind of the region that I'm looking for us to kind of bottom somewhere. Oops, I'm not sharing my charts. Let me pull my charts back up for you guys. All right, I'm looking somewhere inside of this region down here is where I think the markets kind of bottom themselves out. But I'm not going to wait for that, guys. I'm going to try to scale my way in here as the markets drop, because by the time the markets get into this region, I want to have a nice big fat chunk of money back into the markets. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Let's get into the overall market. Let's talk about this just a little bit more. About this wealth transfer, right? That's the title of this live stream, is that this biggest wealth transfer. What happens during these stock market crashes is that you have a lot of people that wait for the markets to decline and then they panic when the markets have already gone down. The problem with retail investors, for the most part, is that they don't really pay attention to what the stock market's doing. So when the stock market begins its decline, they just go, oh, it's okay. The stock markets always go up. You know, we're down a little bit this week, not a big deal. It'll bounce back. That's the retail investor says. Then the markets go down further and the retail investor goes, oh man, that was bad. Well, that sucked, but it'll recover. Then the markets go down a little bit further. And now by the time that the retail investor is starting to realize that the stock market is crashing, half of the crash has already happened. And what ends up happening is retail investors will tend to historically sell a hell of a lot closer to the bottom than they do to the top. So if you had, let's say, a scale of like, here's the top and here's the bottom, the majority of the time, historically, retail investors do not sell anywhere near up here. They end up selling very, very close to here. And that creates a transfer of wealth, because what starts the decline in the market is going to be professionals. Hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds and sovereign funds and Wall Street professionals, they begin that selling process and that starts the market decline. It's not retail traders and retail investors that cause markets to move to the downside. Retail traders are reacting to what other institutions and bigger money is doing and moving around in the market. So by the time the markets have declined to a point where the retail investor gets very nervous and gets scared and says, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose everything. I better get out now while I still have some money. That means that typically will occur closer to the bottom end of that stock market crash historically. Okay, so historically, retail traders are the ones getting out near the bottom, retail investors. It's the professionals, though, that have been selling during this whole period on that scale that begin buying down here in this period of the scale. The retail investor does the exact opposite. The retail investor sells down here at this region of the scale and waits for the market to recover back to here and then begins buying again back here because they say, oh, the stock market's recovered. It's better now. It's safer. I should get back involved in the market. When what really all that just happened was, if the retail investor just held throughout that entire process, they would have never lost the money in the first place, but instead they sold at the bottom because they panicked. never added to their positions, and now the market's recovering. They just buy the stocks back at higher prices than where they sold them. That's that transfer of wealth. The retail investor is doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Whenever the S&P declines 20 to 25%, in the history of my investing career, and I will maintain this for the rest of my life, I will always, no matter what the scenario is that's causing it, whenever the S&P is down 20, 25%, I will always buy something. And the reason why I'm going to always buy something is because if you look back at the worst stock market crashes of my lifetime, and of most people's lifetime on this live stream, 08, 09, the S&P went down 55% over a year and a half period. You go back to the dot-com bubble, the S&P went down about 50, 55% over like a 2-year time period. Those were the two greatest stock market crashes of our lifetime. Third biggest crash being, you had a down market there in the 80s, and then you had obviously the COVID crash where the S&P went down 35%. If I look back in history and I say, okay, in absolute crisis, the dot-com bubble bursting and the Great Recession of 2008 were absolute financial crisis. The S&P went down half. If that's the case, I will then kind of look at the S&P as my backstop. And I say, in a worst case scenario, in an absolute disaster, in a complete crisis, I'm looking at probably a 50 to 55% decline in the S&P. And if that is what I'm going to look at the S&P being a worst case scenario event, then I have to be a buyer as you get closer to that 50% number, because the majority of the time when the market pulls in, it's not a complete crisis. You have to understand it's totally normal for the stock market to go down anywhere between 10 and 20% in a given year. That's actually normal. Everybody welcome Gregory, actually. Gregory is the newest member of our group. Everybody welcome Gregory. There's 11 of those laptops left. Guys, remember, as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that means you're getting one. If you see an Amazon Kindle, that means we've sold out of laptops and you'll be getting a free Amazon Kindle. Still a really cool, badass gift. We even cover the shipping costs. We ship anywhere in the world. All right, we ship anywhere in the world. So I like to base when I buy during stock market declines on the S&P. Because in a doomsday scenario, I'll say the S&P is going to go down about 50%. That's what I'll say. The 500 of the biggest companies in the US economy, in a worst case scenario, that whole segment is going to go down about 50%. You should never, as a long-term investor, this is my opinion, you should never bet on the doomsday scenario, because the doomsday scenario happens very infrequently. As a matter of fact, over the last 22 years, that doomsday happened twice. The dot-com bubble and 2008. There was a lot of declines in between 2000 and 2022, where the market went down 10 to 20% and never went down 50, and then recovered and moved back to all-time highs not that long after later. Many times during that time period. Many. So if you've just sat there every single time the markets decline and say, well, I'm going to wait for the doomsday scenario, the world's going to, this time's different. You know how many times that I hear from people, this time's different? And you're right. Every single time has been different. No stock market crash is exactly the same, because the reasons and the catalysts change. Guys, there's no need to enter your address when you sign up to get your laptop. Don't worry about that. After you sign up, okay, after you sign up and become a member, you will get instructions on how to claim that free laptop. You don't need your address when you guys are signing up. All right. And again, 201-775-9702 if you have questions about the membership. All right. So betting on that doomsday scenario is a fool's game because it doesn't happen often. And in my opinion, you're better off buying in front of that and using that as kind of your backstop. That's how I look at things. So during these stock market declines, the S&P, we just got down towards that 20% number. You've got to be buying something. And I did. I started buying something, right? I began nibbling in my long-term portfolio, adding back to some of the stocks that I sold at the end of last year that are down 15, 20, 30, 40% from where I sold them. I'm now stepping in. I'm beginning to nibble on some of the stocks that I have already sold. If the markets then decline further, I'm going to then buy more. I'm not going to wait for the S&P to go down 50% because I think this time is different. Yes, this time is different in the sense the catalyst is different. In 2020, it was a global pandemic. That was different. That never happened before. In 2008, it was a housing crisis and a recession. In 2000, it was the dot-com bubble bursting and all these internet stocks where all this money flew into it because the excitement of the creation of the internet all just burst and all these companies went bankrupt and went to zero. And there was a massive evaporation of wealth in all those tech names that sent the Nasdaq down 76% from 2000 to 2003, down 76% on the Nasdaq because 90% of those technology companies that had a .com in their name went bankrupt and the stocks went to zero. So the Nasdaq went down 76% during that time period, but the S&P only went down about 50. So worst case scenarios, the S&P is going down around 50 to 55% during the worst stock market crashes of my life. So that's why every single time the stock market or the S&P rather specifically goes down 20 to 25%, I've got to step in and I've got to buy something, but I'm still going to keep some cash on the sideline. So if we go down 30 or 35, I'm going to buy a lot more, knowing that in a doomsday scenario, I got 10 to 15% more to go to the downside. And I have no problem waiting that out. If my outlook is 3 years, 5 years, 7 years from now, I will look back on this moment and I'll be very glad that I bought the stocks that I did when I did. I don't have to catch the exact bottom. I don't care if I buy NVIDIA at 165 and it goes down to 40, it goes down to 140. And I'm like, oh man, I'm down. No, I don't care because I believe in 7 years from now, NVIDIA is a $400, $500 stock. If I buy AMD at $85 and it goes to 75, am I like, oh my God, I can't believe it, I'm down money? No, because I believe 5 years from now, AMD is a $250 stock. That is how I have done in my long-term investing, in my long-term portfolio for the last decade, and I'm going to continue to do that for decades to come. This is why when stock markets decline, it's a transfer of wealth. Retail investors are doing the opposite that they should be, and they're panicking at the bottom, they're selling out, and then they stay out. And that's the biggest problem. They stay out. They go, oh, the market's not doing well. This is when I should be. I got to get out. I got to get out. The market's not doing well. And they wait for the markets to go back to highs to get back in. Be greedy. Be greedy when the markets decline like this. This is when you want to say, look at all of these stocks. Look at the stocks that you love so much. You know how many people love Tesla at $1,000? Everyone's like, oh man, Tesla's going to go to 2,000. I'm going to buy this thing. And then when Tesla went to 1,200, they're like, oh, I knew I should have bought it at 900. Oh, I knew it. Like, let's pull up a chart of Tesla, right? Let's pull up a chart of Tesla. So many people would look at Tesla and be like, oh man, wow, Tesla looks really good. And you're like right here, you're like, man, it looks like Tesla's going to break out. I probably should buy it, but then you don't. And then Tesla does this and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. If only I bought it when I said it right here. Well, now Tesla's all the way down here and everyone's scared. And everyone's scared to step in. My charts froze. Let me go back and share my charts for you guys. All right. So everyone says right here, you're like, oh man, maybe I should buy Tesla. Maybe I should buy Tesla. Then Tesla shoots up to 1,200 and you go, oh man, I should have bought it. I should have bought Tesla when it was at 850. Now it's at 1,200. I'm such an idiot. But then now Tesla's at 700 and everyone's scared. Guys, answer the poll that we just sent out in the chat, please. Answer the poll. And then right now, everyone's scared. Everyone's scared of the moment that's in front of them. But well, now, why when the stock was at 1,200, you hated yourself for not buying it at 850. Now it's at 725. And people are in complete panic. People are in complete panic. You have to start looking at, okay, don't try to pick the exact bottom of these stocks, guys. Don't try to pick the exact bottom. I'm basing this off of the S&P. And as the S&P declines in these ranges of 20 to 25%, you got to buy something. We go down 30, 35%, you got to buy more. All right. And use that as a gauge to get into the stocks that you want. Because I don't know where Tesla's going to stop. I'm not going to sit here and try to say Tesla's going to go to 550. And then that's going to be, Tesla's going to go to 550 and that's going to be the bottom. Right? Tesla's going to go to 550. That's going to be the bottom. I don't know. I don't know where Tesla's going to go to 550. Maybe it doesn't go to 550. Maybe it only goes to 600. I don't know. So what happens if it never gets to 550? You're not going to buy it at all? And the stock will go back to 1,000. And then you're going to say, I should have bought it at 700. I should have bought it at 700. This is the transfer of wealth that I'm referring to in the title of this live stream. I'm not saying that the markets have bottomed. I'm not saying that it's, back up the truck. Let's buy everything that we possibly can. I'm telling you, I started buying some things. I started putting some money to work. I still have a lot more on the sidelines that I'm going to add if and when we go down a little bit more, because I think we are going down a little bit more. But I'm not going to try to time the exact bottom because that's a fool's game. Okay? I believe that we are a hell of a lot closer to the bottom than we are to the top. Okay? I believe the bottom is going to be somewhere in this region, right in here, I think is where we're going to bottom out. And when the bottom occurs, it's going to be very, very choppy. It's going to last a couple of months. I think the stock market is going to go through an elongated bottoming process that's going to last the length of the summer, where we're going to drop down, we're going to bounce around, we're going to go up 1 week, down the next, up 1 week, down the next, up 1 week, down the next. And that's how I think the markets will then bottom themselves out over the summer. And then if inflation starts to come down a little bit, maybe you get a resolution to the Ukraine-Russia war, and then the markets recover later in the year and you get a little bit of a bounce back. And the markets at the end of the year are higher than where they are today. Everybody welcome Musa. Musa is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Musa. 10 of those laptops are now remaining. Just 10 laptops left, guys. Welcome, Musa. Remember, go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. You'll get a 49% discount. That brings the membership from $22.12 all the way down to $11.20. And when you guys lock in the $11.20 price, that's a big deal because the price you pay when you join True Trading Group is the price you pay for life. So next year, when your membership comes up for renewal and the membership is like $2,200, $2,400, you're not paying that. You're only going to pay the $11.20. Okay. But the price is going up at midnight tonight. And by next week, the membership will probably be up to around by next week, the membership will be over 1,200. We'll be probably at 11 or maybe even 1,500. We were 1,100 a couple of days ago. We were 1,107 last night. Now we're at 1,120. Tomorrow we're going to be at 1,200. So the price of this membership is going to continue to increase until we get to the end of the month, and then we're going to move that membership probably up to over 1,500. So tomorrow we're going to be over 1,200. We were at 1,107 yesterday. We were at 1120 today, and then we're going to move up to 1200 tomorrow. We got a quick comment on the screen. My problem is we have never been here before. This country is trillions of dollars of debt, and it's a fact we can't get out, not in our lifetime anyway. I wish I could shake this fear. Brian Feeney, empower yourself with us, my friend, because the problem that you said, well, we've never been here before. In 2008, we had also never been there before. In 2000, we had also never been there before. And in 2020, we had also never been there before. We never had a real estate crisis in history like we had in 2008, where financial institutions were leveraged to the teeth, far outside their risk parameters, in bad mortgages that essentially became worthless because the asset securing that mortgage was not worth the value of the mortgage. You had houses that were worth $400,000 and a $550,000 mortgage. So when you use a mortgage to back other securities, which is what happened, that they're called mortgage-backed securities. Okay, that had never happened before. And that was a financial crisis that spread not just in the United States, but that spread across the globe and into the depths and the crevices of every single aspect of our financial system. And the entire financial system in 2008 was on the brink of utter and complete collapse. We were 48 hours away from you going to the ATM machine, Brian, and them saying, I'm sorry, we don't have your money. We had never been there before. Just like in the year 2000, 2001, when the dot-com bubble bursted, we had never seen a destruction of valuation in a new industry that was the internet. Internet companies was brand new. We had never seen anything like that before. In 2020, we had a global pandemic sweep across the world and close the entire global economy to come to a complete screeching halt. At any moment in history during the stock market decline, you could say the exact same thing. Oh, but the problem is we've never been here before. I've heard that. I heard that in 2020. I heard that in 2008. And I'm hearing it again now. And guess what? It's going to be the year 2030. And we're going to look back to this exact moment and say, oh, but that time was different. We'd never been there before. And then in 2030, the stock market will crash again for whatever the reason. You know, maybe Skynet and AI takes over and there's the machines and we got to fight a war against machines. Maybe that's the reason why the stock market crashes. I don't know. But you know what people are going to say during that time period? The problem is we've never been here before. And it's the people that continue to say that are the people that continue to look back in time and say, man, I wish I bought. Man, I wish I bought. Get educated, invest in yourself, and let's make some money together. Because no matter what happens, the stock market's not going anywhere. The stock market's not going anywhere. And if there ever is a day, Brian, where the stock market goes to zero, it's because civilization is over. It's the zombie apocalypse. There's complete government and sovereignty collapse, and we're living in the woods. Money is no longer useful, and instead you find value in canned food. And that is what earns your wealth. Who has the most canned food and who has shelter in the woods? Okay. And at that point, who gives a damn? Because your money is worthless anyway. Albert Matthew, $400 already today, and I'm just starting my free trial. That's incredible. And especially on a day like today. On a day like today, $400 profit. When the stock market made fresh new lows, we're killing it inside True Trading Group. There's ways for you to make money when the markets go down. Look, Albert Matthew is a trial member, made $400 today. The point I'm making to you guys is that it doesn't matter what the end of the world scenario is that you're scared of? If you're right, we're all effed. So your money, what are you saving? If the stock market goes to zero, what are you saving your money for? Your money will be useless. Don't bet on that scenario. Don't ever bet on the end of the world because it only happens one time. Don't bet on an asteroid is going to crash into the earth 8 months from now. Because if it does, who cares that you sold? Who cares that you shorted the market? You're dead. Who cares? Don't bet on the end of the world. Bet on yourself. Invest in yourself. Take advantage of these opportunities instead of looking back years in the future and being like, oh, I'm so stupid. I should have bought in 2020. I'm so stupid. I should have bought in 2009. I'm so stupid. Stop saying that. Be on the right side of the transfer of wealth is what I'm saying. That's what we're doing inside True Trading Group. That's what we did in 2020. I told everybody, buy in 2020. Then I told everybody at the end of last year, sell. And now here I am again telling you, not necessarily buy, but I'm telling you, start. That's what I'm doing. You do what you want, okay? I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm nibbling. I have begun to nibble because we are down about 20% on the S&P. And from what you just learned on this live stream, whenever we are down 20 to 25%, I put something to work. I still have a lot of cash on the sideline because I think we do go a little bit lower and I want to have a lot more cash so I can buy a bigger chunk. But the opportunity is now. And I think between now and this summer, we're going to have that whole opportunity to step in and start to add to the long-term portfolio. You guys will learn how to do this on your own in any market. You're just going to only make money in 2021 when the stock market goes to all-time highs. That's it. That's the only time you're ever going to make money. Come on. You guys are going to learn how to do this in any environment. Look, you saw that Albert, $400 today when the market made a new low. Really? You might be saying, how the hell is that possible? It is. It's possible. All right. So that's it, folks. That concludes my discussion with you today on this live stream. That concludes the educational aspect of the live stream. What I'll do now, I hope this was helpful. I hope it helps put things into perspective. What I'll do now for those interested, I'll actually show you the platform. I told you before, TTG is a platform. We're not just a chat. So I'll show you guys the actual platform for those that are still interested. So just stick around and I'll show you guys all the different tools and resources you get access to as a member of True Trading Group. But first, I've got to give you guys a code word for tonight. The code word for tonight, this is the last and final code word, is grind set. Grind set. Okay? Grind set. Now, if you're not a member, don't worry about this code word. This is for members. We do fun giveaways. We give away cash, electronics, other cool stuff. This is part of one of those giveaways. So guys, tonight is the final keyword. It is grind set. The definition, the state of mind one puts oneself in order to outperform fears, insecurities, doubts, and anxieties to achieve the seemingly impossible and step into their greatness. That is the code word for tonight. Grind set. The state of mind one puts oneself in order to outperform fears, insecurities, doubts, and anxieties to achieve the seemingly impossible and step into their greatness. That is the code word for tonight, and it fits this live stream. Let me show you guys the platform, all right? Because when you're going to join TTG, you're going to get access to everything that we have. There's no upsells for courses and tools. You pay the $111.20 price, you get access to everything I'm about to show you, everything. You get our chat room where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic. We're calling out trades in real time in advance of making them. Everybody welcome Donald. We have 9 laptops left, guys. Welcome Donald. Donald's the newest member of the group. Welcome Donald. Guys, remember ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. All right, everybody welcome Donald. So you get the chat room. The mods and I are in there with you from pre-market till after hours. You're also going to be getting to use our mobile app. Our mobile app will let you still be in our chat room, even if you're not in front of your computer, and give you real-time push notifications whenever a moderator enters or exits the trade. It's how so many of our members are able to be successful while working full-time jobs. You're also going to get 2 private study groups. This is going to be your chance to get some individual attention from one of the pro traders at TTG to ask questions and to speed up your learning curve. You're also going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, one of the best news feeds out there. Real-time, breaking up to the second news right inside of our chat. No additional cost. You don't have to pay anything extra for this. You might, if you go to Benzinga on your own, you're spending about $1,400 a year. This is included for $1,120 when you guys join True Trading Group. Everything I'm showing you is included. TradingView's premium charting software. That's one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. It's yours free with your membership. The Trade Ideas scanner will show you what stocks are making new highs, new lows, which ones have a surge in volume. This is the leading scanner that traders use, guys, to make sure they're always focused on the hottest stocks during the day. You get access to this as a member of TTG. A trade simulator. Okay, the simulator will let you trade stocks and options with fake money, but with real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you are learning in the courses. Please use the simulator and prove you can make money before you start risking your hard-earned cash. You also get our own scanner that has the same functionality as FinViz Elite, but also lets you scan for crypto. You get dark pool data and unusual options activity, stuff that used to be only available to professionals. Now it's at the fingertips of the TTG fam. A trading journal that tracks all of your trading and gives you statistics so you can figure out what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, so you can make improvements. What's the average trading account needed to benefit from TTG? You can start with $100. You know, we did this before. I asked the question earlier. I won't ask it again, but earlier on this live stream, I asked members, Eamon Boyle, you know, there's a lot of members in True Trading Group that started with just a couple $100 in their trading account, and they've turned it into 4-digit, even 5-digit accounts. And without asking it, if there's any members in True Trading Group, if you started with just 100 or $500, maybe comment in chat, help out Eamon Boyle for the question that they have about how much money do you need to start. It's a very common misconception that you need tens of thousands of dollars. Eamon Boyle, you do not. Okay, we have many, many members that have started with anywhere from $100 to $500 when they first get started with True Trading Group. Everybody welcome Peter. Peter's the newest member. There's 8 of those laptops left now. Remember, as long as you see a laptop, you know you are getting one. Back to the things that you get as a member. You're also going to get a social sentiment scanner that scours through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tells you what stocks are being mentioned the most so you can stay ahead of the crowd. You get unlimited analyst ratings, so you can see how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on any particular stock. You get a watch list every day. The mods publish a watch list as well as our game plan with those particular stocks and how we plan on trading them. All right. All of this is included as a member, guys. You don't pay extra for this. It's all part of your $1120. Don't forget, if you don't make the $1120 back, I'm giving you $2240. You also get our courses. The courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, we've got it. There's even a course that teaches you how to trade during a market crash. There's no VIP or pro courses that cost more money once you guys join. Everything is included when you guys pay the $1120, become part of the membership. You also get access to the video library, which has over 200 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars that we've conducted covering a variety of different topics like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO, just to name a few. It's time you guys invested in something real. It's time you invested in yourself. It's time you started betting on yourself. Be on the right side of the wealth transfer that happens when the stock markets crash like this, guys. Now, listen, I'll tell you again, I can't promise you success. I can't guarantee you're going to make millions of dollars, but I can guarantee that you'll have a chance to learn and develop the skills that are needed to be profitable. Okay. TTG 121 won't go through. Send a text message if you're having a hard time, guys. Send a text message to 201-775-9702 if you're having a hard time signing up. Send a text message to the phone number at the bottom of your screen. So guys, like I said, as long as you're willing to put in just a little bit of effort, you know, I think this is something that can work for you, and I'm willing to back it up with that double your money back guarantee. You know, I can guarantee that the day that you join True Trading Group is the day you join a group of traders that actually give a damn whether you succeed or fail. And that's a day that our relationship really begins. The ball's in your court, folks. It's up to you. TTGoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. You get a 49% discount. The price goes up tomorrow. All right. We were at 1,100 the other day. Now we're at 1,120. We're going up to 1,200. Price goes up tonight, guys. So I would take advantage of that 49% discount now while you still can. You get the free laptop. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, you know you're good to go. And tomorrow morning, we've got a huge announcement for all TTG members. We have a huge announcement tomorrow morning for all TTG members. My TTG fam, be ready for tomorrow morning, guys. We've got a big announcement coming your way tomorrow morning. And if you're still unsure, but you want to get yourselves involved a little bit and see if TTG is right for you, we do have a 7-day trial. You can go to ttgthree.com. It's totally free, no credit card required. Enter your name and email, and you guys will be good to go. You can join our 7-day free trial, ttgthree.com. Otherwise, you guys want to jump on that 49% discount and free laptop and double your money back guarantee right now, go to ttgoffer.com. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. You're the best. I love you all. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. And if you're having trouble with the checkout page, if you guys are having a hard time signing up, or if you have questions about the membership, do not hesitate. Send a text message to 201-775-9702. There is no address required when you sign up to claim your laptop. After you sign up, you'll be prompted with instructions on how to claim that laptop. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow.